Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad Lone Wolf, and today I'm going to be looking at a variety of different things actually, but it's all going to be within the same sort of spectrum, same sort of idea. So basically a question that's usually on most people's minds when they're looking at outdoor equipment is, do you go for a multi-tool or do you go for a specific tool? Now, I already know what people are going to say, go for the specific tool, and you're absolutely right. But there is also a legitimate reason for carrying a multi-tool as opposed to a specific tool. And that's basically what this video is going to be looking at. Is it better to carry the specific tool, or is it better to carry a multi-tool? As I say, I've already answered that really. But there is a variety of reasons why you would carry a multi-tool. And hopefully this video explains why. So let's change the camera view now, and we'll look at some of the tools that I've got and discuss whether the multi-tool is better or whether the specific tool is better. Right, so having a look at the specific tools that I've got my knife there. I've got my machete, and I've got the saw there, the foldable saw, the chain link saw thing. You'll recognise it if you've seen the video. Now these are the specific tools that I've got out. I didn't get the folding saw out because I couldn't find one. Although no doubt when I go to put all this stuff away, I will find the folding saw, because sod's law. So why specific tools? Well, they are designed to do the job. So machete is designed to do the job. Come on, focus. Is designed to do the job, or designed to do a variety of jobs with the one blade. So you've got your chopping blade there, you've got your fine work tool there. You've got, like I say, you've got a variety of blades within the one tool, and it is nice and heavy duty. I mean, you can see the thickness in the steel there. It's a nice heavy duty blade. It's not going to break on you easily. It will wear down, it will get blunt, obviously all blades do, but in terms of actually using this, the machete, it's a fantastic specific tool, and obviously it comes with its own sheath, and a lot of people will say that is the ideal tool for what you want. That's absolutely true. Same as standard bushcraft knife. Now this needs a little bit of a clean because I was using it over the weekend, but again, specifically designed to do a job. This is the smaller of the blades, one of the smaller blades that they offer. Come on, focus. It's one of the smaller blades that they offer, but as a bushcraft knife, it's absolutely superb. There's no other word to describe it. It's absolutely superb. You can use this again for everything you need. So whittling, you can baton with it as well, but the slightly bigger blade is better. That's where a machete is actually slightly better for that as well. You can use it for ordinary cutting, ordinary chopping, fixed blade, fixed tang. It's got a lot of strength in it, and it is triple laminated steel as well, so it will hold a blade, will hold an edge quite happily. The saw that I have here, many of you, I hope you've seen the video that I used this saw in. It's quite a few years old now, so I might need to redo this video. If you want to see me redo that video, then let me know in the comments. So this saw, too big, won't fit on the camera lens quite easily. But this saw has got one job, and that is to cut branches, and that's it. It does it very, very well. It does need a little bit of a wax, but it does it very well, but it doesn't do anything else. It's got nice couple of hand grips on the end there, so that actually manipulating it around branches and things isn't too bad. And it does curl up quite nicely. And what I should have is some sort of sheath for this, but I don't. But it is designed specifically to cut through wood. Obviously, it's a saw. That's what it's meant for. That is its sole purpose. And it is very good at doing that and nothing else. So that's specific tools looked at and the advantage for them. Just briefly go over it again. If you get a specific tool, they are designed around the job that they're going to do. So in this case, sawing, all types of cutting, and basically any work you can think of giving it, any work that it needs to be doing. The disadvantage, as you can probably see, is their size. So these are a lot bigger than any of the multi-tools that we will look at, with the exception of possibly one. The other con that you've got to think about is the legal ramifications as well. Now, this knife, if I was to walk out onto the street with it, it would be illegal. However, because I use it for bushcraft and it never goes out of the house unless I'm using it for bushcraft, nothing can really be done about it. Same as the machete, although there are talks of machetes being banned soon, so I can't really talk about that. Obviously, this is a saw. There's no other application for it. It's a saw. I can't see saws being banned anytime soon. So in terms of legal ramifications, again, if I've got a good reason to carry it, then nothing really can be done about it. But the main pro of these, of specific tools, they are designed to do the job. There's no compromise on them. The cons are size and legality. So let's put these aside and look at the options of multi-tools. So I've got my Gerber, I've got my Victorinox, and I've got my multi-use shovel. Ooh, there's another piece in there. So the immediate advantage to multi-tools is, well, I mean, the shovel would be perfectly legal. But the other two are also legal. Both have got a 3-inch blade or less. In case of the Gerber, it's there, and you can see it's quite clearly less than 3 inches. I've been using it to sharpen pencils. And in the terms of the Victorinox, this is kind of a grey area, because it is less than 3 inches, but it is a lock blade, so I would need a reason to be carrying this on me. So yeah, again, these two, not this, but these two come down to the legality of carrying them. The biggest pros with these are, or the biggest pros with a multi-tool is the size. Why? Thank you. Lock into place. The biggest pros is the size of these. So these are a lot smaller than the knife, and certainly a lot smaller than the machete. So they're easier to pack, they're easier to put in your day sack, in your rucksack, and they're easier to use and easier to manipulate around. The main downside, however, is where they are not designed for a specific job, they are relatively weak. So what you can do with this and this, you can't really do with these two. As a good example of that, on the penknife here, that's actually a saw. Now it's designed to take down light branches. It's not very long, it's only about 3 inches long. So it's not the most fantastic saw in the world, and it won't do big branches and big things, which is where you would reach for your folding saw. However, if you can carry this in your bag, if that's all you can carry in your bag, then you make do. I'm not going to get the other tools out, but there's also a bottle opener, tin opener, and a couple of screwdrivers on there. So in terms of usability, this is more usable than the bushcraft knife, as it has got more tools on it, hence the name multi-tool. The Gerber is similar, except that you have a pair of pliers on there as well, and you have a basic file as well. So any lightweight work that needs doing, you're better off using a multi-tool. There's also a pair of scissors on there, which I have used quite a few times. They are worthwhile, they do work. But if you're going to be using scissors, you can also use a knife. The other advantage, I've already mentioned them, most of these can do screwdriving work. So if you need to do work, or you need to screw in or screw out a screwdriver, you're better off going for a multi-tool over a knife or a machete. A knife will obviously screw in and screw out a screw, but it's not recommended, obviously. The other things that a multi-tool is good for, and again I've already mentioned them, that specific tools won't do, things like opening cans and opening bottles. Now you can do them with a knife and a machete, but if one of these has got a can opener on it, then isn't that better use, rather than using your knife and blunting your knife? Moving on slightly, we'll look at the spade. What advantage do you have with the spade? Well, the biggest advantage you have with the spade is being able to dig yourself a hole if you need it. So if you're going to be digging a Dakota fire hole, for example, then obviously you would use this as opposed to something like that or something like that. But being a multi-tool, this again, as I've already stated, does not have the same strength, and it certainly doesn't have the same length as a specific spade would have. So this would be, although you'd be able to use it, you'd be in a not necessarily compromised position, but not in the most comfortable of positions. The other thing this also has, that is meant to be a saw, although it doesn't work as effectively, anywhere near as effectively as that one. That is also, this little cutout here is a tin opener, bottle opener, and also a wire stripper, should you need it. Which is something that if you're, well, you can strip wire with the knife, but obviously a wire stripper is better. Got a couple of hex bolts there as well, which is something none of these can do. So that's where a multi-tool does come in handy. This is a fire striker. So I did have one around here. Yep. So that is designed as a fire striker. That, I'm going to be honest, that works better than that, but not as good as the knife, not as good as that knife. But it's there as a multi-tool, and that's what it's there for. This along the back, it's actually meant to be a descaler, though it doesn't look like one. Right, which is something that if you know how to do it with a knife, you won't need this. So yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, and obviously you've got a bottle opener there as well. So basically what I'm saying out of all this, what to take away with all this, is multi-tools are good. They are useful. But if the specific tool exists and you can fit it in your rucksack and in your day sack, or your rucksack or your day sack, the specific tool is better to take. However, if for whatever reason you can't carry one of these, or one of these, or one of them, due to size restrictions, legal restrictions, or just your own, you want to be on the safe side, then obviously that is where multi-tools come into effect, because 9 times out of 10 they're not classed purely as knives. They are classed as a tool. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you can get away with saying, I'm not carrying a knife, I'm carrying a multi-tool, because as soon as somebody does that, it becomes a knife. But the point still stands. If you want to carry the multi-tools and specific tools have got their advantages and their disadvantages. As with everything, it is knowing which one is better for you at the given time. So for example, if I'm teaching bushcraft, if I'm teaching survival, there's nothing better than those two. And I have a reason to carry them, I have a reason to have them on me. I am teaching bushcraft and survival, or I am practicing it myself. If I am hiking or climbing or anything of that nature, those two are better. Personally, however, if I was doing something like canoeing, I'd rather carry that, but I know I'd be able to get away with those more than I'd be able to get away with that. Also don't have a specific paddling knife, but that's by the by. So I've waffled on a bit now, and I hope that's given you an idea of which is better. Like I say, it depends on the circumstance, and it will always depend on the circumstance. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.